There's four pillars of the Mamba Mentality. These are coming right from him, right from our book. And the first one is obsession. You have to be obsessed with what you do. And Kobe had a great quote that said, if you're not obsessed with what you do, we don't speak the same language. So that he and I kind of bonded from the beginning, because he knew I was as obsessed with what I do with my photography and my career as he was with the basketball. The second is nonstop curiosity, just being curious about everything in your craft and seeking out people who can help you in your craft and in your work. And he was famous for calling up people like Barack Obama, cold calling. He calls John Williams. Next thing you know, they're doing an Academy Award winning animated short together, from Kobe's poem from when he retired, Dear Basketball. John Williams wrote the score of it. This is from Kobe calling him up to just pick his brain. Bob Iger, he just would call people and ask them stuff. And then the third pillar is relentlessness. It's just never stopping. I talk about in my world, you want to be a photographer, you better be taking pictures all the time, if you're a young photographer. Just relentless pursuit of the next level of being great, of going from good to great. I always tell this story that there's like 380 players or so in the NBA. You have to be great to get into the NBA. Less than 1%, maybe a tenth of 1% of basketball players out there even get to the NBA. So you have to be great. But how do you get from great to like iconically great? Like the names that really are just one name, Michael, Kobe, Shaq, Bird, Magic, these guys have an extra level. How did they get there? Kobe was always fascinated with how people across all of life, celebrities, politicians, how did they become great? Because they all share that same DNA. It's fascinating. It was fascinating to him and to me as well. And then the last pillar is strength. Is just overcoming adversity, learning from failure, embracing failure. Kobe embraced failure. I had never heard that term, honestly. But he said, that's the only way I get better, is if I fail. If I don't hit the last second shot, I have to figure out why that happened so it won't happen again. It's more than a book. It's kind of a way to live. It's a legacy piece for him, carrying on what he did. It gives people a lot of hope. This young kid who grew up in Italy and then moved to the suburbs in Philadelphia, was a high school phenom, became this icon of sports, a true legend of sport, to say the least.